On the board there you can see them, so go down your card very quickly. It's 12 to 1 Regal Classic. It did open at 16 to 1. Equalizes 9 to 1. It was 14 to 1. No Move for Milmet Native at 40 to 1. Number 4 Great Communicator, as I said, open 5 to 2 favourite, out to 5 to 1. Triptych has come in from 3 to 1 to 5 to 2. Yankee Affair there, that was a 25 to 1 chance. Number 6 is now 30 to 1. Number 7 is Carotene, open at 24 to 1, is 22 to 1, the local horse. Number 8 Sunshine Forever, now that has been well backed. Open 6 to 1 is now a 4 to 1 chance against Sunshine Forever. There's plenty of Brits here. They've come over and they're cracking into Most Welcome. They cannot believe his price, and that of course is why the bookmakers don't want to lay pari-mutuel prices in Britain. 8 to 1 against Most Welcome. In Britain it would start favourite. Number 10, that Anchor Germania, was a 16 to 1 chance. It's now 11 to 1. Number 11, Media Starguest. Look at that. 40 to 1 against Dick Duchessoise's horse. It was 45 to 1 when it opened. It's 40 to 1 Media Starguest. Bookmakers were laying 9 and 10 to 1 in Britain. That's why they don't like the pari-mutuel. They can't control the betting. Number 12, Deputy Governor, is 35 to 1, and it's virtually any price as the rest. But it's not nearly as interesting as over in Britain.
But a wide track. And Most Welcome, don't forget, Most Welcome is drawn 9, Triptych drawn 5. They're going in round. There is Most Welcome, Bill Shoemaker. Bill, who's ridden more than 8,000 winners. It's the most extraordinary statistic in the world. 993 of them in stakes races, 249 of those in stakes races over more than £100,000. Great Communicator, gets the trip very well. He's got a kick quite early on. Equalise comes late from Angel Penner. Most Welcome will be handy, needs to be there. Triptych comes very late. Sunshine Forever tends to come late as well. But of course here, coming late means getting there by the turn, because it's a furlong and a half only up the straight. So you really have to hold on to your hats here. It's one of the most exciting races we'll ever have screened. And as they go and get loaded, you'll see Triptych going through there. A tremendous pressure time this for jockeys and indeed for horses. It's very warm here, and they've got to fire straight away because they'll be rattling up this long straight and need to get a position, because if you're out of position and get bumped, there's very little time to recover. You get through the first turn. But a good long run for them to start with.
And of course Triptych, perhaps she's funny at the stalls sometimes, isn't she? Now can we get her in straight away? That's going to be a crucial aspect of it, isn't it, for Triptych?
Well, she seems to be okay today, but will she be good enough on this? But it's a tense time. We go for Most Welcome, and indeed for Media Starguest, I think has a tremendous chance. But now for this, the 8th run of the Arlington Million, let's join Dan Lozelle with a commentary.
We're looking at Something True, the French filly, a daughter of Sir Ivor. Something True is currently 35 to 1 on the board. She's still standing off to the side of the gate. She gave her handlers lots of trouble last fall here in the Rothmans International. She was backing into the hedge coming out of the walking ring. She unseated her rider in the post braid, and she doesn't look like she's any more acclimatized to Woodbine in 1988 than she was in the fall of 1987. They're backing her onto the turf course and moving her up to the starting gate. We get her loaded and we're underway. The 5 to 2 morning line favorite, rather the 5 to 2 favorite on the board currently, is Triptych, the French mare. She'll be ridden, of course, by Gary Stevens, just waiting on Something True. They're at the post. They're off in the Arlington Million. Anchor Germania broke well, gaining ground on the outside is Deputy Governor, and equalized towards the rail along with Regal Classic as they cross over the main track and onto the inside turf course. Regal Classic coming through at the hedge to take the lead. Equalize is on his outside, and Great Communicator is up close early. Towards the inside is Mill Native in 4th, Yankee Affair. Sunshine Forever forwardly placed early. Something True is clear of trouble on the outside. Triptych is in between horses. Then we have Media Starguest, Most Welcome buried down on the hedge. Carotine's in between horses. Then the Roi Normand, Anchor Germania, and Deputy Governor is 14th. As they run through the clubhouse turn, the initial quarter was in 24 seconds. It's Regal, Classic, and Equalize. Those two are vying for command. Great Communicators a close-up 3rd. Towards the inside, Mill Native is 4th. Sunshine Forever about 4 lengths off the lead. Then we have Yankee Affair, Something True, Media Starguest in between horses. Down on the rail, Most Welcome, about 7 lengths off the lead. Roi Normand. Triptyque needs some racing room. Then Anka Germania, Carotene, and they run to the far turn. Half a mile in 47 and 2, 3/4 in 1, 12 and 2, and into the far turn they go. Equalize has taken the lead from Regal Classic. Great Communicator is right there, and here comes Sunshine Forever. He bursts onto the scene as they move to the top of the stretch. Equalize full out to hold the lead. Sunshine Forever is under urging towards the inside. Great Communicator and Triptyque, and here comes Equalize. They're coming to the 8th pole. With the lead is Equalize, and gaining ground on the outside quickly is Mill Native. The two grays, Mill Native and Equalize, coming to the finish. Mill Native of France on the outside wins the Arlington Million. Equalize second, and Sunshine Forever was third. A dramatic finish. Mill Native, well placed early, come flying on the outside to defeat Equalize. France wins the Arlington Million. The running time 2 minutes flat, a new course record for 1.25 miles here at Woodbine.
A brilliant win by Mill Native, a brilliant ride by Cash Asmussen. One has to say that Cash got all the breaks through it, and a fine performance there by the team there, Andre Fabre and Cash Asmussen, who are the kings of France. They're really dominating France, and one has to also say that Most Welcome never got much of a run at all. He was trapped on the rails. Happy scenes there from the connections of Mill Native, and you've got to get a good position off the final turn. Most Welcome was buried up the inside rail. Once he went round the back stretch, he never was any chance in the hunt. Triptyque also was in a bad position and not going. Immediate targets I didn't really see. Mill Native got a run through off the turn and produced a speed. We didn't think a mile and a quarter was really his trip. He's been running over a mile this season, but he's done it. The Andre Fabre, the top team in France, have come through, and Cash Asmussen has returned to North America and shown that he knows what big race is all about. Here they come, and watch where Cash comes from. He's about 4 lengths off the leader, but he's got to run through, and looking back you can see Most Welcome now with a noseband. He's got a tremendous amount of running to do. He's finally got out and chasing them. You just see Triptyque in the picture for a minute along the inside. It was absolutely not her race and not her day, but here comes Cash now, really storming through, and Mill Native, who's won last time very impressively in France, but this is the best thing he's done by miles and miles, and all credit to him. Here he comes through and wins really quite handsomely on the line, coming through, and the Cash Asmussen salute comes as he goes past the line. He hammers the whip in the air.
And Mill Native is the longest priced winner there has ever been in the Arlington Million. Ptolomeo was 38.2 to 1 in 83 on the board. That Edsby has not been sent, that's the dividend, has not been sent, but he's 40 to 1 against Mill Native. It'll be a slightly bigger price than that. Equalize the second, the last show we got was 9 to 1 against Equalize. The third, Sunshine Forever, the last show.
Once again here at Woodbine Racetrack, Mill Native has won the Arlington Million, the 8th Arlington Million, over 1.25 miles on the turf in a record time of 2 minutes flat. The old track record was 2:01.25, and Jimmy said it was shattered. That's all there was to it.
It sure was for students of racing form. The speed rating for this event would actually be 107, with 100 being the standing. CN Ray, who owns Sea Ray Boats, has made a very smart purchase here.
We should point out once again, this is an unusual combination of people that are running this horse. For example, CN Ray, the owner, is from Tennessee. And is official now. Look at this. Mill Native. As we look across there, we can see the price at $63.20, $35.50, and $16.70. Equalize $11.20, $7.60. Now, let's go to Dan.
Ernie, if I might correct the prices, that should be $83.20 rather than $63.20, but the big number is $600,000 to the winner, and Cash Asmussen. Great ride. You must agree with this horse. You started riding him 4 races ago. Now you've won 4 straight. He's obviously getting good.
Well, he is a horse on the improve, but the reason that he's won his last 4 since I've been on him, I got tired of chasing him before, so I decided I better join him instead of chase him.
Now, this is quite a jump. He'd only won Group 3s in Europe, and now he comes and beats the best in a Group 1. Is there anything that can account for that improvement?
Well, that Mr. Fabre wasn't too hard on this horse young in his career, and I feel that he's come on a bunch this year. He has improved with his last 2 races. The form worked out good. He was a fresh horse, which allowed him to follow easy today, and when you saw the European horses aren't used to these short straights, these short stretches, so when he turned into the home straight today, he was right on top of his game.
It was a bold move by you to get the drop on everybody early. Was that part of your plan going in?
Well, with the kind of speed and as fresh as this horse was, I spoke to Mr. Favre about 1 o'clock this morning, and it was about 8 o'clock in the morning in France. He told me that we had a lot of runners today. It's a busy time, but he felt this horse would be fresh and to use all of it.
Well, Cash, I hope you get to ride this horse again in California. I understand he goes to Charlie Whittingham.
Yeah, I wish him the best of luck, and thanks to Woodbine and Arlington, this race was possible, and to people like Mr. Ray, who continue